Thank you. And now we are going to do a gathering for sharing. We're going to stay in the whole group. And this is a sort of a method or an approach to a whole group dialogue that helps us listen inwardly, listen to ourselves, listen to each other, um, and go deeper. So, as we begin, I just want you to sit comfortably. Make sure that you're comfortable. And what we're going to do is we're going to settle into just the silence and just let the tension go. Open up. Use our good listening. Use our good speaking. So take a moment to look at those and remember those. I'm going to give you a prompt in this kind of thing. You can use any concern or question or any prompt you want in your own group. Today, I'm going to give you a prompt. And then we're going to just leave the silence, and anyone can speak out of the silence and speak for yourself clearly. And when you're done, we're just going to leave a little bit of time between speakers so that we can all take a moment to let what you've said absorb. And when that's sort of, when you notice that, when somebody speaks, let it sink into you before you or another person speaks after that. So leave a little silence between speakers. And we're going to let everyone speak before anyone speaks a second time. So don't speak a second time until everyone has had an opportunity to speak. Today, we are not going to go that long, so there'll only be at least one time. You don't have to speak if you don't want to. And as you're listening and as you're speaking, be open, be teachable, be changed by what you're hearing and saying. And so we're going to settle in. Does anybody have any questions first? Okay, be comfortable and settle in. And I invite people to reflect on and speak to, how do I experience transforming power in my daily life? What makes me confident to rely on it? So life's transforming power, how do I experience that? What's that experience like for me? And how have I experienced in a way that makes me confident to rely on it? And so, direction to facilitators: don't rescue, don't worry. If it's silent, if almost nobody speaks, it's fine. Don't get anxious, don't get worried, don't think maybe I should do something. Just leave it alone. And you can go 10, 15, 20 minutes in the silence. When you think, and I do track how many people are in the group and how many have spoken. I prefer to have at least half of them speak. If it's getting to the point where almost everybody's spoken, or I think the time has gone on long enough, then I'll say, we're gonna close this in just a couple minutes. So if you haven't spoken yet and would like to speak, this would be a good time. And then do just give it a couple minutes, even if nobody speaks, make sure you give it another minute or two. And then say, thank you. And now, what was that like for us? What do you think we're getting out of that for us as a public culture? This is a public dialogue tool. How could we use this going forward? Have some discussion about the method. And remember, there's the method and the subject. So people might talk about the subject because they've been thinking about the subject. But if the first two sharings are on the subject of transforming power, then I would step in and say, there's the subject of transforming power, but there was also the dialogue, approach to dialogue. What is that like, and how can we use that or take that forward? Okay, now let's get into groups of three. Talk about what you learned, what you're gonna, how you're gonna use it, and what it felt like to do it. Go ahead. And now I'll give you 3 or 4 minutes in your journal to make notes before we move on. Okay, that's the time, and now I pass to. So, tips to facilitators. We're moving into the second half into the social transformation, and the exercise debriefing will be flipped. It will mostly do the group first, then into small groups, then to your journal.